Hi, my name is Tang Jun, and today we are going to present our system, which is Production Management System. First of all, we are from Group 10, and I will going to introduce my teammate. The first is me, Tang Jun, and my matrix number is 281207. The second teammate is Tan Kai Jie, matrix number is 296256. And the third teammate is Tan KUAN, matrix number is 279532. That's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hi everyone, I'm KUAN. I'm going to introduce about the list of requirement for production management system. List of requirement divided into two types of category, which is functionality and non-functionality. And firstly, for the functionality, we have the register new user requirement, which is to let the production manager to access or to have an account for the purpose of access to the production management system. Next, we have the login requirement, which the manager can use the account that had just registered to log into the system. And under the login requirement, the system still have a sub-requirement of forget password, which purpose is to help the manager or the system user to recover back their account by using email address when they have forgot their password. Furthermore, for the third requirement of the system is manage inventory, which can manage to record the inventory or the product details of the production. Some more, the sub-requirement is that add product and delete product. For the fourth requirement is that manage order, also one of the system requirement which can record the orders details of the customer, so that the sub-requirement is that add order, delete order and edit order. For the fifth requirement is manage production line requirements, which can record and control the production lines data by the way of using the sub requirement, which is add production and reduce production and stop production. The last requirement of the functionality is manage worker, which function is to manage the data and the details of workers information. And the sub requirement is add worker, edit workers information and delete worker. For the non-functionality requirement of this production management system are performance, which is to ensure the system's performance. And the next one is security, to ensure the system is prohibited from entering and obtaining any information produced. The next one is reliability, which is to ensure that the system not always crash. And the last one is maintainability, to ensure the system is easier for future maintenance. And after listed out all the production management systems requirement and combine all the requirement into a picture, which will become a use case diagram. And here is the use case diagram for the whole production management system. Then you can have a picture about the whole system and know all the functionality and know all the relationship like extend or include. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tan Kai Jie and I'm from Group 10. This is an activity diagram that represents one of the functions in our production management system, which is the production line. As we all know, an activity diagram depicts the flow of activities and process within a system. So basically, this is a visual representation of a walkthrough for our system. At the beginning, the manager will have been chosen the production line from the main menu of the production management system. The system will then display the production line page, which it contains production line and the quantity of item in production. The manager will then have to select one of the three functions in the production line, which is add production, reduce production, and skip and stop production. For this activity diagram, I'll be only explaining one of the functions, which is add production. Right after the manager has selected add production, the system will then display the production line that they could select and then select the product that they want to increase. The system will then display a box for the manager to input the quantity of item that they want to increase. After that, the manager will then have to press the button submit for the system to register. The system will then display a confirmation message, which just in case the manager have input the wrong amount. Right after the manager have pressed yes after the confirmation message, the input will then be registered to the system and then update the data within the system and display a successful message. Next up, we have the sequence diagram. The sequence diagram is very similar to activity diagram but in a much detailed sense. The sequence diagrams are used to display the interaction between user, screen, object, and entity within the system. And in this case, we have the manager, the managed production line panel, the managed production line controller, and production line information. At the beginning, right after the manager have selected managed production line, the managed production line panel will then display the production line page for the user, which then the manager will have to interact with the panel to access one of the three functions. If the manager were to select at production, the system will then display the production page, which allow the user to input the type of product that they want to increase and the quantity of it. Afterward, the user will have to click the submit button, which then the system display the confirmation message, allowing the user to select yes or no, and in this case it will be yes. Right after the user have pressed yes, the managed production line panel will then send the information to managed production line controller. The system will then proceed to send from the managed production line controller to production line information just to save the data that have been inputted. The controller will then send back the message to the panel to display it for the user to see that the data has been successfully saved. Next up, the collaboration diagram or the communication diagram of the production line. It is a visual representation that shows how the object or actor communicate and interact with each other in a system. Although it still holds the same value as sequence diagram, but it highlights the message exchange between objects and helps understand the relationship and flow of information within the system. From this picture, you could see the interaction between the manager and managed production panel, the managed production line panel and managed production line controller, and between managed production line controller with production line information. Lastly, this is the class diagram of the production management system. First, we'll be starting off with PMS panel and PMS controller. They have the relationship of association or interact with. Their relationship multiplicity would be 0 to many. Then the PMS controller have communicate with inventory, order, production line, and worker, and their relationship multiplicity would be 0 to many as well. The relationship between production line and inventory is that production line make inventory, which is the products, and their relationship would be 1 to many. Moving forward, we have inventory and order. The relationship would be inventory has order and 1 to many. As for the relationship between production line and worker, it would be production line has worker, and the multiplicity would be 1 to many. That's all from me, and now I'll pass to the next member.
Hi, it's me again. My name is Kang Jun. That's all from our presentation. Hopefully our presentation is clear and helpful to let you understand our topic. And lastly, thank you so much for your attention.